Live from the Dunkin Latte Lounge.
Hey, yo, what up? I'm Josh Martinez inside of our Dunkin Latte Lounge with our latest guest, Olivia King.
Thank you, Josh. Wow. Wow, the warm welcome.
So welcome to our Dunkin Latte Lounge. First and foremost, we love to profile and show love to newer artists in the game. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you come from?
I appreciate it. Yeah, I come from the smallest state, Rhode Island. We were just talking about that backstage. I have lived here for, now I'm going to date myself, like over 20 years I lived in Rhode Island. Looking to my mom for the real answer. And, you know, I just grew up in a small town, obviously, but small town, big dreams. I always knew that this was kind of my path and what I wanted to do. I never had a plan B because it would deter from my plan A. So I've been doing this for maybe over a decade now, and it's just when you're passionate, I'm so thankful that I found my passion early in life. I feel like that's so important to a lot of people, and both myself and my brother, who will be here later, we just found our passions early in life, and I'm so blessed to have that.
Where do you think that passion for music came from? Like, what's your first memory of music, or, you know, whether it was an album or an artist, or just your parents playing the same album over and over again? Do you remember?
Yeah, I mean, my mom always played soulful music in the house, and I feel like any song that I write or I perform, it's always sprinkled with soul, and I definitely credit that to my mom. She'd play Lauryn Hill, she'd play Marvin Gaye, she'd play Aretha. Like, she always played those soulful people, and I just found a love for it. So I just, you know, my mom's taking credit in the crowd. She's like, yeah, that was me, that was me. So yeah, I mean, I always grew up with my mom playing soulful stuff, but no one in my family was musical. Definitely a sports family. My grandfather went on a full ride to Cornell for football. Obviously, my brother is where he is now. And we were a sports family, but I think I was just, you know, the milkman daughter that just popped into the family.
So as we get older, we start to kind of develop our own personalities, our own likes, our own loves. Who do you remember? Obviously, you grew up with soulful music, but who was your first favorite artist?
Well, the first song I'll be performing today is actually a Britney Spears song. She is the artist I had a CD first of, and so I actually have covered her Oops, I Did It Again in a piano ballad, and that's been my top song on Spotify, believe it or not, for the past few years. So Britney was the one who inspired me, but now I feel like I, you know, look to those more soulful Lauryn Hill types for the vibes of my current music. But
What's your process for songwriting?
it is, over COVID, I decided I need to learn how to produce my own music. I need to learn how to mix. I need to learn how to master. I can't rely on anyone. And so I taught myself how to produce, and I was already songwriting a bit by then. And, you know, with a lot of these songs that I'm performing today, they came together so quickly, which is the best way that you could possibly have it. Those like 30-minute to an hour sessions from the ground up, like that is the moment as an artist that you're like, wow, I'm made to do this. This is my calling. So usually songwriting is pretty fast for me.
Now, you mentioned that you covered, obviously you're going to cover Britney Spears in a little bit. What else is your favorite song to cover, aside from the obvious Britney track? I'm sure you have a list of sorts for various reasons.
I do.
So what other songs do you enjoy covering?
You know, those real soulful ones like Mary J. Blige, I'm Going Down. That's always a go-to. Lauryn Hill's Killing Me Softly. I feel like those two are my go-tos. The Britney is kind of out there, but it kind of makes sense. That was the person I had her CD first. That was the first physical CD that I had as a kid.
So you perform your brother's walkout song. So for those that don't know, her brother's Michael King, relief pitcher for the New York Yankees. And every...
Yeah!
By the way, I'm trying to like remain somewhat professional, despite the fact that I have a huge Yankee logo tattooed, and I'm a...
Oh!
And I'm a...
He's up here sweating.
And I'm a diehard fan. I'm trying to just remain professional.
Let it out.
We'll worry about that off air. But, so you performed your brother's song. How did that whole situation come about? Because you did mention off air, if you will, that it was a bit of a surprise for him, right? Talk about that.
Yeah. So my brother would come to me every season when he was playing college ball, and he would joke. He would say, Liv, I need a song. He'd come to me every year, and finally it became the running joke of, why don't you just make me my own song so I stop asking you this every year? And one Christmas I was like, I had just met my friend Maystar, and I said, this is the perfect guy for the job. I had the idea of the rap in my head. I had an idea of how I wanted it to go. I saw, was it Derek Jeter on Jimmy Fallon, and they wrote him, the Roots wrote him a walkout song. And I was like, wow, that was really cool. I love that vibe. I sent it to my producer friend Toye. I sent it to Maystar, and I was like, guys, you gotta trust me. My brother's gonna be something someday. So if you help me with this song, I'm gonna push this song as hard as I possibly can. I know my brother will. And they were in. So we literally got in the studio. We recorded the song and filmed the music video all that night. We were just talking about it. It was probably 2 to 3 hours max in the studio, recording it, filming the music video, and it all came together so seamlessly. And I presented it to him as a Christmas gift. I had the music video all ready to go. We draped a blanket over the TV. We had him go in the bathroom while I set it all up, and I was like, you can come out. We played it, and he was hitting my legs so hard, I remember, that it was kind of giving me chills. I'm like, dude, settle down. But he was like, Liv, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I took that as he liked it. So ever since then, he's used that through college ball, minor leagues, major leagues, and now the Yankees. And we always manifested this, I will say. My brother said, you know, if I make it, I'm bringing this song to the top with me, and he has definitely done that. So
what do you remember the first time physically being inside Yankee Stadium? Because it's one thing to hear it at BC. It's another thing to hear it in Somerset or Trenton or somewhere in Florida where it's like 117 degrees like it is in this room right now.
Is it that or is it that tattoo?
It's everything. What was it like hearing it for the first time in the greatest sports stadium on planet Earth?
In your humble opinion.
You know, no, it's a fact.
I honestly, I believe the first time I heard it was it opening day last year or 2 years ago? Easter, I remember it was. And I got full body chills. I almost got a little teary-eyed because it was so, not only was it cool to hear my song, of course, but to see my brother. It was actually the first time, I believe, that I saw Mike playing in Yankee Stadium because of COVID. So it had been so long that he got called up right when we couldn't really go and see him in person. So to not only hear my song, but to see my brother in person pitching in Yankee Stadium, like it's like, I can't wrap my head around it. We picked him up at Yankee Stadium today after he got done throwing and practicing, whatever. Like, we're literally picking my brother up and he's coming out of Yankee Stadium. Like, what is this? Like, life is just so cool. And so I think during these parts of your life, like, I just try to soak it in as much as I can and not, you know, let it just be like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Like, I try to just bask in it. And
I think one of the more unspoken things when it comes to your brother's particular position is that there's no guarantee he's going to play on that given day.
Yeah.
So whether you were there for a weekend, I mean, hopefully he doesn't go an entire weekend without throwing, but there's a chance that you could go there for an entire weekend, let's say, and you don't hear the song. You don't even see your brother.
I got really lucky. Pretty much every game I went to this past year, I feel like I heard it. So I got lucky with just timing it right, but you're right, as a relief pitcher, maybe if he, you know, becomes a starter at some point, that'll be a little easier to go and be like, okay, we can hear it today. But
well, what I was gonna say was we have to get her a 45 to 52 game plan for this upcoming season. If you have that type of good luck, because we need him. Anyway, but we'll talk about him and with him in just a little bit. What do you have planned for the future? I mean, obviously there's so many dreams. There are things that you have manifested, not only you, but your family has as well. What are your goals moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've been an independent artist since 2017. I decided to just do it myself and see where it went. And I've just been really consistent. That's something that I preach to anyone just in life, and whatever you want to do is consistency. So if I just keep dropping song after song after song, I release a song just about every month. And I've been doing that for the past 6 years or so. And I feel like that's attributed to a lot of my so-called success.
Now, before we get into the performances, nowadays, obviously, with TikTok and Instagram Reels, there are people seeing your music, being exposed to you for the very first time. What has been one of the cooler social media moments of your life so far?
Yeah, that's a hard one. Well, with the walkout song for my brother, I started getting DMs from people. We licensed the song to the NFL. We licensed it to the NBA. We licensed it to ESPN. The MLB is the only one that hasn't picked it up yet. So we got to get them.
They're lost.
Yeah. Hopefully, that's the goal for this year. But just to hear that, like hear our song on ESPN and then see people on social media posting, oh my God, I just heard your brother's walkout as I'm watching the game or whatever it is. And then to see people like crazy athletes using this song because the NFL licensed it and they're posting reels of their highlights of their career with our song. Like it's mind blowing. So that has probably been the coolest thing that I've seen on social media.
Well, she performs on TikTok often, and she's going to perform right now. So one more time,
I
give
sure
it up
am.
for Olivia King.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think I did it again. I made you believe we're more than just friends. Oh baby, it might seem like a crush, but it doesn't mean that I'm serious. 'Cause to lose all my senses, that is just so typically me. Oh baby, baby, oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game. Oh baby, baby, oops, you think I'm in love, that I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent. You see, my problem is this: I'm dreaming away, wishing that heroes they truly exist. I cry watching the days. Can't you see I'm a fool in so many ways? But to lose all my senses, that is just so typically me, baby. Oh, oops, I did it again to your heart. Got lost in this game, oh baby, yeah. Oops, you think that I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent. I played with your heart. Yeah. Oops, you think I'm in love, that I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent.
Thank you. Thank you, yeah. We'll kick it up tempo a little with the next one. This, as I was talking to Josh, I was telling him the best songs that you write are the ones I feel like that just come so organically and so naturally and so quickly. So this one I actually wrote during COVID with a producer from the UK. The songwriter was in Ireland. We got on Zoom. We wrote it in probably 30 minutes to an hour from scratch, and we came up with this song called Who Me that definitely will get you up dancing a little bit, so maybe I'll get rid of my chair.
You're a monster in the city, sitting pretty. What a pity. You don't scare me, did me dirty. You made your bed, now it's time to go lie in it. You say that I'm to blame for this. You're trying to make it out like it was all my fault. You're telling all your friends I'm faking. I couldn't care less if they took the bait you love. Saying I'm the criminal, who me? You're never gonna find another lover that can live in a fantasy. Not me. I feel it in my body, but I never known somebody who made me feel guilty. I wasn't the problem, but somehow you flipped it on me, on me. Who me? You're a smoke screen, always hiding, vandalizing the vision that I painted in my head. Think you're real mean, mystifying. You bet your last chance I'll go off. You say that I'm to blame for this, and you're trying to make it out like it was all my fault. You're telling all your friends I'm thinking I couldn't care less if they took the bait you love. Saying I'm the criminal, who me? You're never gonna find another lover that can live in a fantasy. Not me. I feel it in my body, but I never known somebody who made me feel guilty. I wasn't the problem, but somehow you flipped it on me, on me. Who me? Who me? You're never gonna find another lover that can live in a fantasy. I feel it in my body, but I never known somebody who made me feel. I wasn't the problem, but somehow you flipped it on me. Who me? Who me? You're never gonna find another lover that can live in a fantasy. No, you're never gonna find another lover. I feel it in my blood. I wasn't the problem. You flipped it on me. Who me? You're a monster. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you guys so much. So, my next one, I would love to call up my friend, Maystar. He is the one who really just put that cherry on top of my brother's walkout song. And without further ado.
Yeah, I stepped to the mound and I put on my crown. I royally put them down after you hear this sound. Yeah, even the crowd knows you in for it now. Like a preacher or a teacher, boy, it's time for your lesson. They asking me all these questions, I respond with aggression. And the mission is my mission, throwing bombs when I'm pitching. Toss it up and cause a fire with the eye of the tiger. Man, nowhere's gonna go down like the sun go. I pack exactly what you lack, and that's the fact that I'm dope. And knowing that they gon' mope, I'm doing my thing now. And tell them boys they can kiss the ring now, messing with the king. Yeah, you're messing with the king. Yeah, and you're under my reign too. My palace you came. I bow down to your highness, cause you know I'm the king. Yeah, you're messing with the. Yeah, you're playing with the. Yeah, I said you playing with the. Yeah.
I feel like the king of the hill. Lately they've been trying to test my will. Only room for one man on the throne. Tables turning, time to take you home.
King. Yeah, you're messing with the king. Yeah, and you're under my reign too. My palace you came. I bow down to your highness, cause you know I'm the king. Yeah, you're messing with the. Yeah, I said you're playing with the. Yeah, you're playing with the. Yeah,
Now we need the king out here.
Bring the king up.
Bring the king up.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, we need Mike on the mic.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
Oh, the king himself.
One more time, show love, Olivia King, Star, now Michael
Thank you.
King. So, how exciting was that for you?
Oh, that was incredibly exciting.
Because this is the first time you guys have performed.
It's the first time that we
right?
performed this song. Liv and I actually haven't even seen each other since we recorded this
I know,
song in
that's
2015.
sad. That's just bad.
It's no, because all we've done is progress and
True,
take foots in
true,
front of the other ever
true.
since we've seen each other, and I'm mad proud to see Liv today.
Thank you.
And
Right
see all
back
this
at ya.
progression she's made, and Michael too.
How was that performance for you? Because I mean, that's the first time you've obviously performed with him as well, right?
I
In a very long
have,
time.
yeah. So we have my first ever single featured him. And so we have performed together that song, but this song is just, especially to see my brother sitting there watching, for us to actually be able to perform this live for him, I feel like that was just, I don't know, so cool. It's what I imagined.
The coolest part, you mentioned this earlier, Michael, you were pitching earlier today. You were warming up a little bit in the Bronx, Yankee Stadium at their facility. What is it like for you to go from that dream to this dream, but it's all reality with your sister?
I mean, I think it's also still part of the dream because we talked about supporting each other throughout our whole career. And so seeing her at this level is incredible. And then obviously hearing her song, I guess both of their songs, I've heard it thousands of times, but I don't even think I've heard Liv sing it live.
No.
So
I don't think
it's like incredible. I got teary-eyed when they were doing the sound check.
He's a sap.
This is a moment.
He's
right
a sap.
This is definitely a moment.
It's
Me and
really
Michael
cool.
talk about it in the crowd like, yo, I'm mad proud of her, bro.
Well, Mom is here too, and I'm sure she feels the same way as you do. But we are at the Dunkin Latte Lounge, so I would love to ask each of you the same question I ask every guest, because I think it's important to break this down, and we'll start with you, Star. Who is one artist, dead or alive, if you had a chance to sit in a Dunkin for 60 minutes to kick it with, who would you want to sit with?
Oh,
Dead or alive?
Good. Dead or alive. Give me 10 seconds.
No.
Because I got one right off my mind, but I'm trying to think.
See, everybody does that. They
You
come
have
up
the
with
You
one.
have the one right off your mind.
I say you go with that one because the gut talks.
They say you go with your first brain. You're
Yeah.
supposed to go with your first brain. It'd be Michael Jackson.
I mean,
Michael
that was
Jackson.
honestly my first,
Like,
but I'll
are you
take a
kidding
second
me?
one.
See, to me, if the moment you feel that in your gut, it's either the right answer or you need antacid. One of the other two. And I'm not going to lie, I drank a lot last night, so I have Tums on me.
Hey, you're
if
sweating
need.
it out, though. You're sweating it out.
I am. It is way too hot in here. What about you? Do you have? You said
well,
Michael
the
Jackson
first
came
one
first,
that
yes?
popped in, but then the second one that came right to mind was Whitney Houston. I feel like no one compares to that voice, and it was such a loss when we lost her. So I feel like sitting down with her, artist to artist, would be really cool.
Did you see her biopic?
I actually didn't yet.
No one has. So, our next. Michael, dead or alive, it doesn't have to be an artist. Obviously, you're in a little bit of. It could whatever you want. I'm just saying it. Like I said before, he's a New York Yankees relief pitcher. So if you sat here and said a athlete, we understand why.
The first athlete that actually comes to mind, because I just actually watched the Redeem team, is Kobe. Kobe, I actually went through a phase where before I picked up the ball before every start, I'd say Mamba mentality and try to get that Mamba mentality.
Yes, sir. Fly out, Kobe.
Yes. Michael, you had a little bit of an issue last season. Freak accident when you really break down what the injury is. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm great now. I have now thrown 5 bullpens. I should be ready to start the season on time.
Oh.
It definitely wasn't fun in the moment. I was throwing through probably a stress fracture for a good 5-6 weeks, and then it finally fully fractured. So I was in a lot of pain for a while, but with great surgeons and great PT, I'm good now.
This dude had basically a broken elbow and kept
Pretty
pitching.
much.
He was pitching the best he's ever pitched.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think he's crazy, but I kind of understand it. It's like, why not just keep going until it snaps?
Yeah, bro.
Go to the wheels.
No,
which
but I
happened.
understand. I understand. Like, if it was the same thing with me, if I had vocal nodules, but I was singing at I was elite.
You can't stop.
It's the passion. You can't stop the passion,
You
man.
can't stop the passion.
I will say, I'm no doctor. However, I would say that the timeline is probably similar between a stress fracture and what ended up really happening. the recovery time.
That's why I actually am okay with it, because the doctor that I saw said that if you said something 5 weeks ago when you first felt it and it was a stress fracture, you're still getting a screw in your elbow and it's still a 6 to 8 month recovery, so you're going to miss the season. So if anything, I got another 5 weeks out of it, and I was proud of those 5 weeks.
And my man
Yes,
was
sir.
lights out, and let's keep it real, earned himself more money. So,
You know we like that.
one more time, we appreciate everyone for coming up here. Olivia King, one more time, we
Thank you
appreciate
so
you for
much.
stopping into our Dunkin'
Thank
Latte
you.
Lounge.
Thank you.
Show love to Olivia King.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To see more videos like this, check out DunkinLatteLounge.com. And if you're posting on social, use the hashtag Dunkin Latte Lounge.